Yeah, Fia loves Magnus. Especially position 4 Magnus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big fan of Pos for Magnus. Oh, he's gonna bring out the IO again. This is like the only team that's gonna play IO this tournament. As we saw in the stat earlier, it hasn't won yet, so...
Yeah, that one game.
Winning, yeah, 0-1. That's all you need. We'll see what they pair it with. I think IO feels a little bit restrictive as a hero. As to, like... I'm already looking at this draft, and, like... I personally don't like having an IO when I'm playing carry. Because he just follows you around, and you're just kind of chilling and jungling, and he kind of wants you to play certain heroes like Gyrocopter or Morta, whatever it might be. And that's very restrictive, and I like it when my IO can just go to my mid laner and do stuff with him. But like IO Puck is not a combo. So I'm very curious on what their plan is going to be. I guess IO plus Primal is a combo.
Yeah.
So we'll see. More of the story here is that I feel like IO needs to play with someone other than the carry, because I think just sitting next to the carry is kind of like a playstyle that doesn't work very well and doesn't feel too good.
5 seconds remaining.
I can see a couple options here for Na'Vi. I think they can pick a Templar for Got the Juice, which I think it's probably his best hero by far. They can also match up the Monkey versus Primal, which is a very free lane for you, and you can also chase him when he tries to cut your waves, and pick a new mid laner. I can see those kinds of routes they could go down. There's not that many offlaners, so maybe PMA has to play something right now, but I'm not really sure what that would be. Maybe something like Underlord. I think I've seen him play before, which is okay. But no, they go with the Templar. I think this makes sense. I think it is his best hero, so he's someone I would like to see play TA.
Yeah, it looks good for the most part. It could be a little scary because they are playing a lane, depending how they lane it, of course. But like, whenever I see Primal, if you have no way of like stunning him, and he can just fully trample on you, because like Decrepify doesn't help at all, right? There is a world in which if you get a good bushwhack, you can break the refraction and you can die to this. So I'd say you have to definitely be a little careful in the laning stage. But if you can get out the side laning stage, it's like really, really strong. I do like this pick quite a lot here, and I'm very just curious on how they're gonna round this out, because a billion offlaners are banned, and you have this monkey mid, you have this TA, you kind of need this offlaner that kind of rounds out this whole lineup. Not sure what that's gonna be with the hero pool as it currently is.
I'm actually kind of hoping for Mag for them now. Just to, like, not to talk about him too much, but
No, it's just funny.
whenever you play into IO lineups, the whole point of IO is he's always tethered to someone, so you can pretty much always find like at least a 2-man IP off the back of them. Also playing like Skewer back into Shaman Hex is like a really easy way to quickly lock someone down.
They banned Centaur. That one's kind of interesting.
He has played Centaur.
It's just like a preference. Normally, like, when you have heroes like Puck, you're not super scared of heroes like Centaur. It's not like a unplayable matchup or anything, but yeah, I like the idea of these Magnus, maybe Tide Hunters. I don't know how good that hero is. So having big team fight abilities could be nice.
PMA is like incredibly versatile. Like if you look at the heroes played, this guy is just playing everything. He's playing Venge off lane, Pango off lane, Queen of Pain off lane, Primal off lane, Timber, Mag. I feel like for all the bans, like Noob feels worse than PMA does.
Yeah, I can see a couple of things. I think I like Underlord the most. Perhaps with, I think Ursa's not banned, so with an Ursa ban, because I think Underlord is a decent answer to Gyrocopter already. And it will round up their lineup where you have a bit of extra disable for your other heroes. Plus you have some magic damage and you can buy Pipe, which is pretty good this game. So I would think about Underlord if I were him, and then kind of curious what NGX is going to end up pairing with this IO, because like Fear mentioned, it does limit your hero pool a little bit. So we'll see if they still go with the Gyro, or if there's something else that could potentially pressure this Underlord.
It's mainly just ranged heroes at that point, right?
What about Razor? That's a combo.
It is. Yeah, I mean, that could work. Razor, I probably don't want Morta anymore.
What about the Razor? Makes you guys...
Just very strong in lane against the Underlord.
You can just chase him down. He's kind of a slow hero. They don't really have many disables for him. And in the game, I think it's a decent matchup against TA and Monkey if he ever gets on top of them. No, Morphling.
Morphling. So this one I've always been on the fence about. Like, in theory, Underlord is good versus Morph, but it goes both ways. The thing that Underlord doesn't do to Morph is he doesn't kill him. Like, percentage-based damage to Morph, he doesn't care. It's never going to take him off guard. He's very hard to kill in that regard. But at the same time, the Atrophy Aura is one of the better abilities to CS against the Morphling in the lane. So I don't think Morph really pressures Underlord either. So what I'm getting at essentially is that you take away a lot of damage from this Morphling, but on this flip side though, this Underlord can't really kill the Morphling either.
Okay, so quite a bit of a stalemate is what we're.
I like the Underlord personally versus the Morph. I think this last pick didn't really wow me at all on like what it can do, but these Morph players like Morph versus Underlord. That's all I know, and sometimes it works.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if it falls into what you were saying, Flyer? It's like you want a little bit of comfort, right? You could be eliminated out of this series. You do want comfort. This is something that he's very comfortable on.
I think so. My main issue is that they picked this IO, but I see like zero purpose for it. Of course, they understand the hero a lot better than I do, and GH does as well, but I'm not seeing it. So I think I like Navi's chances a little bit more. NGX kind of went for like, let's just scale, pick Morph, pick Puck, hope this goes late game and we win, which it's an okay idea, but I would still like to see more cohesiveness. So I'm going to go with Navi.
Okay. And yourself, Rhea, because we've heard from the other two quite a lot.
I'm kind of just hoping that they won't farm super hard on Puck. I mean, they will, but I hope they don't. I hope they've used those 4 heroes and kind of apply a lot of pressure. I think if you can use IO's like ability to like burst heal to out-survive whatever Navi has, I mean, I don't see how Navi easily starts a fight. Whereas I can see this Primal and this Hoodwink just running at everything.
Okay, so for you right now, the main issue for Navi and why you're kind of siding with NGX is the team fight
I'm
initiation.
not siding with anyone. We're
You gotta.
completely neutral at all.
No, you gotta. No, you're not allowed to be neutral.
No.
I'm not gonna go into the game until you choose a side.
God, I love Navi so much. Let's go.
That's it. That's the sort of hype I needed because right now these two teams, one of them potentially going home one of them will be going home at the end of this best of 3. But right now we're just starting it off nice and easy. A game number 1 with Syndran and Sunspan.
Thank you very much, Nat. That's right. We have Navi versus NGX elimination series. I think in terms of our predictions, it was a close call between the two making it to the top 8. I think we both chose them as like 9th, 10th, something like that.
I think we both chose them as a dark horse as well.
But dark horse, of course. We have to hedge our bets. Very important to do when you're very bad at predictions, which we both are generally. Here we go into game number 1. And yeah, some interesting heroes. We get to see, all right, let's just talk quickly. Morphling picked, which we've seen a million versions of this in the past, but this tournament, not as much. But Underlord for the Navi side.
Yeah.
Love this hero.
Yeah, Fly called it. He thought it was going to be a good pick with the Ursa ban, and he got exactly what he wanted. So, yeah, I think a lot of the things they were talking about has me slightly concerned for Enigma Galaxy as well. This Morphling versus Underlord matchup should be pretty good for Underlord in lane. You're going to buy Pipe against Puck and Hoodwink, which is going to significantly mitigate damage. And an X factor of Underlord, of course, when picked against IO is you can match relocate. So when he relocates, you can throw down a Fiend's Gate and actually bring sometimes comparable numbers, which is one of the big X factors that IO has as a hero is outnumbering situations, and Underlord being able to neutralize that. Just having the threat is actually powerful enough sometimes for IO not to be able to make the play, knowing that Underlord could come in, as Nico will take a little bit of harassment here. He'll be okay.
Yeah, I actually want to talk about the IO a bit because there was some criticism from the panel, and I feel like this is potentially a strength or a major weakness for NGX, and the fact that they're picking these heroes that maybe they don't necessarily make sense for the game, at least from our perspective, but they just like the heroes. Like we've seen Caudle being first pick, for example, even when it wasn't against the Marcy, which we thought initially that was the main reason for it. Now we're seeing the IO with, I mean, it's not like IO Morphling, we've seen it before, but in the grand scheme of things, do you think this is a powerful IO?
I think it's probably the best IO player in the world playing it.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's been, if nothing else for me, it's been cool in this tournament to see GH return to former, trademark heroes. He's played Caudle, he's played IO, and not only has he done it this tournament, like you said, nobody else is doing it. So they really believe in their individuals and their, specialties as players. I think that's cool to see, but, you want to see the results with it. I will put the asterisk on that, and I feel like GH's performances on Caudle, and we'll see about the IO here, has not been the reason they lost. Like, I don't think the Caudle picks were a problem. I think GH's itemization and overall play has been completely solid, and I think they've got what they wanted out of the heroes. It's more of a team cohesion and late game decision-making thing that has cost Enigma Galaxy a lot of their games. So, with that said, if, like Fear was talking about, if you're trying to play this one for late with Morph and Puck, my biggest concern is I think Enigma Galaxy's worst phase is late game. So you really want to, if you can crack the code for Enigma Galaxy on how to stabilize and not throw away leads, this team is going top 8. I think it's the biggest Achilles heel is themselves. And maybe IO is that hero. Maybe Koro has been looking at it and thinking, all right, if we get this burst heal, if we get this, you know, mobility on the map, that is going to solve the problems that we have. I mean, we'll see if it's true or not, but it definitely is a bit of a curveball here.
Yep, only time will tell. And yeah, like we said, this is elimination series. Both teams 1 and 3, and we've cast series for NGX, and it felt like they definitely had opportunities to win.
Yeah.
They were playing at a very high level. It's just kind of like the panel is echoing, just inconsistent.
Yep.
And you and I have yet to cast this Navi squad. I haven't gotten to say got the juice a single time until this moment. So crowning achievement for me. He is playing the TA.
He was your most anticipated